Have you ever heard of Yoshino-yama, the mountain of cherry blossoms and bloody battles? Tucked away near this historic peak lies the serene Shimizutani Valley, home to a place of haunting beauty, the Violet Well. Our story begins here, amidst a sea of emerald grass and deep purple violets. Some 30 years ago, a lovely 17-year-old girl named Shinji, the daughter of a powerful lord, was on her annual picnic with her 4 servants. They were all in Shimizutani, joyfully gathering wildflowers, their baskets filling with azaleas and, of course, Shinji's favorite, the purple violet, laughing and competing to see who could gather the prettiest bouquet. Shinji suggested they head to the north end of the valley, where the violets grew thickest around the old well. She was a fast runner and eager to win their friendly race. She dashed ahead of her maids. Arriving first, she spotted a magnificent patch of the deepest purple violets she had ever seen. Without a second thought, she knelt down, her delicate hand reaching for the flowers. But as she did, a monstrous mountain snake lunged out from beneath the blossoms. The shock was too much. Shinji let out a silent gasp and fainted on the spot. A full 15 minutes passed before her servants caught up. They found their mistress lying deathly still on the grass, and their hearts froze when they saw the large green snake coiled menacingly near her head. They screamed in terror. But one of them, the quick-thinking Matsu, hurled her flower basket at the reptile. Startled, the snake uncoiled itself and slithered away into the undergrowth. The 4 girls rushed to Shinji's side. They rubbed her hands, they splashed water on her face, but nothing worked. Her beautiful complexion grew paler and paler, her lips turning a deathly shade of purple. They were lost, heartbroken, and stranded in the valley, unable to carry her home. What could they possibly do? Just as despair set in, a man's voice called out from behind them. "Don't be so sad. I can help the young lady." They turned to see a remarkably handsome young man standing just a few feet away. He seemed like an angel sent from heaven. Without waiting for a reply, he approached Shinji. He gently took her hand and felt for her pulse. The servants were stunned by this breach of etiquette. A strange man touching a lord's daughter. But his manner was so kind and his concern so genuine that they couldn't bring themselves to stop him. After a careful examination, he pulled out a small medicine case. "I am a doctor from a nearby village," he explained, as he prepared a white powder. "I was returning from a patient and luckily came this way. Give her this, it will save her life. In the meantime, I'll find that snake." Matsu quickly gave the medicine to Shinji. Within minutes, color returned to her cheeks. She was waking up. Shortly after, the doctor returned, holding the dead snake on a stick. "Is this the one?" he asked. Yes, that's the horrible thing," they cried. "Then it's a good thing I arrived," he said. "It's highly venomous. She would not have survived much longer." Just then, Shinji sat up. Hearing the young man's voice, she asked, "Sir, may I ask to whom I owe my life?" The doctor didn't answer. He simply smiled, gave a deep, respectful bow, and then, as quietly as he had appeared, he vanished into the misty afternoon haze that often fills the Shimizu Valley. The girls helped their mistress home. The medicine had worked wonders, and she felt almost completely recovered. Shinja's parents were overjoyed and immensely grateful. But the identity of the handsome young doctor who saved their daughter remained a mystery to everyone, except for the faithful servant, Matsu. For 4 days, Shinj was her happy, healthy self. But on the 5th day, everything changed. She took to her bed, refusing to eat or speak, lost in her own thoughts. Day after day, she grew weaker. Her father, the great Lord Asano Zenbai, summoned the best doctors from across the province, even from the capital. But none could diagnose her strange illness. There was no fever, no physical ailment they could find. Lord Asano and his wife were beside themselves with grief. They had tried everything, but their beloved daughter was fading away before their very eyes. It was then that Matsu, the loyal servant, bravely requested an audience with her master. Lord Asano wasn't used to taking advice from servants, but he knew Matsu loved Shinj dearly, so he agreed to hear her out. "Oh, master," Matsu began, bowing low. "If you will allow me, I can find a doctor who will cure my young mistress." The lord was skeptical. "We've had every great physician in the land. What makes you think you can find one we have not?" Matsu took a deep breath. "Master, my mistress's illness is not one that can be cured by medicine. Her illness is of the heart. The doctor I know can cure her, because it is for the love of him that her heart suffers." She then revealed the full story of the rescue in the valley, details Shinj had told them to keep secret. "What is this doctor's name?" demanded Lord Asano. "Who is he?" Matsu hesitated. "Sir," she replied, "he is Dr. Yoshisawa. He is handsome and has the manners of a noble warrior, but he is of low birth. He is from the ATA class. The ATA were the lowest social caste, considered outcasts. Please, master," Matsu begged, "think of my young mistress's burning heart, full of love for the man who saved her. The only cure for her is to be allowed to marry him." Shinja's mother overheard this and wept. She understood the powerful sickness of love all too well. She pleaded with her husband. "My lord, I share your sorrow, but I cannot watch our daughter die. Let us tell her we will make inquiries about this man. It will give her hope, and in that time, perhaps she will grow strong enough to hear our decision." Lord Asano agreed. Shinja's mother went to her daughter and told her that her father had promised to look into the matter of Dr. Yoshisawa. The news was like a miracle cure. Shinj began to eat. Strength returned to her body. Hope returned to her heart. 10 days later, when she was strong enough, she was summoned to her father's presence. "My sweet daughter," Lord Asano said, his voice heavy with regret, "I have made careful inquiries about Dr. Yoshisawa, and as much as it grieves me to say this, it is impossible. Your father, the head of the Asano family, cannot consent to your marriage with one of the Eta. I must hear no more of it. Such a union is impossible for our family. In the strict hierarchy of feudal Japan, a father's word was absolute. There was nothing to be said. Heartbroken, Shinji bowed to her father and retreated to her room, where she wept inconsolably. The very next morning, the household awoke to a terrifying discovery. Shinji was gone. A frantic search began, covering every inch of the estate and the surrounding lands. Even Dr. Yoshisawa, hearing the news, joined the desperate search party. For 3 days, they found nothing. Then, on the 3rd day, one of the searchers happened to look down into the deep, dark waters of the Violet Well, and there, floating silently, was the body of poor Shinji. 2 days later, she was buried. On that same day, overwhelmed by grief and despair, Dr. Yoshisawa returned to the valley one last time. He went to the Violet Well and threw himself into its cold depths, joining his love in death. The people of the valley say that even now, on dark and stormy nights, you can sometimes see the ghostly figure of Shinji, a sorrowful spectre floating over the well that now bears her name, and some travelers swear they can still hear the heartbreaking sound of a young man, weeping for his lost love in the misty quiet of the Shimisutani Valley. Thank you so much for watching this tragic tale. If you enjoy stories like this from the shadows of history, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more. We'll see you next time.